Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
I think that this world, it needs men that are willing to make the hard call.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Ain't no thing like me except me.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Maps come with me. No. When do we start?
Welcome back to our far less patriotic show than last week.
Can I take the American flag out of my my hair now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, you can always be patriotic. You don't have to wait for a specific day to be patriotic, I suppose.
I thought that's how it worked.
Also, sorry, I was browsing. It's Prime Day on Amazon as we record this. I haven't bought anything on it yet. I kind of feel obligated.
I bought a meat thermometer.
Did you really?
Mine aren't very good.
Oh, for Prime Day?
Yeah. Mine read a little high.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't good.
No, if you like your meat to have flavor and taste.
Well, it's more if I want them to not be undercooked and poisonous.
Yes, that too is very important. You don't want to develop a worm. No. I was going to pull the trigger on getting an air mattress, a self-inflating air mattress for my tent for camping and stuff.
Yeah.
It's always good to have an extra air mattress around if, people just show up and need to pass out at your house.
You have 2 extra rooms.
I do. Well, one has a bed in it and the other's full of junk.
One has a bed frame.
One has a bed frame in pieces without a mattress to go upon it.
It's not assembled, but there's a frame.
It's also, full of junk around it. But, for also camping, it's good to have a nice air mattress. And I almost bought it, and I was like, It had majority 5-star reviews. It was 3.5-star total review. And I was like, what's going on? But 58% of the reviews were 5-star. And so I'm like, I'll wait. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to buy it. And by the time I got there, they were only at the queen size. They were out of fulls, and they were on to queens. And I don't want a queen-size air mattress. A full is sufficient.
We survived the 4th.
Yes, we did. Speaking of things that are comfortable.
I cut most of it before the 4th and a little bit afterwards at the very end. We're not going to get drunk and blow things up. That's stupid.
No, we totally did. We were exactly what I called Star Spangled Hammered.
You more than me, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely got I had a little too much America, if there's such a thing. But I wasn't the one who had missiles launched from my yard into a neighbor's house.
Not my fault.
Well, it was your yard. You're responsible for the people at your house, and it wasn't me who was lighting them off. Have your neighbors approached you about this yet?
No. But...
So long story short, for those of you who are like, what's going on? The East Winthrop missile crisis over here.
A random retiree came to my house and set off 25-year-old fireworks.
Bottle rockets.
Most of which didn't work.
Actually,
none of which worked
well. One worked very well. Exceptionally well.
The ones that were going to start forest fires. Shot into my neighbor's yard.
You also have about a pancake-sized burn mark in your yard. It has been torched.
Yeah, it's not coming back from that.
No, it'll be a lasting monument. Now you just have a permanent space to launch things from.
Yeah, that was the day I'm like, oh, I'm that neighbor.
Well, it started off with your neighbors down the road lighting them off in the middle of the day.
Yeah, then we were drunkenly yelling at people we couldn't see.
Yeah,
so that's not good.
So we did the only American thing we could. We fired back.
We fired. Barely. Most of them didn't leave the yard.
Yes, the
ground. They just fuse. Nothing.
Well, no,
explosion.
it just kind of sat there and blew up in the yard. The last one we just put in a bottle, and that one took off. Maybe they were made in North Korea. Too soon?
No, we had about the same level of success.
So yeah, there was that aspect of it. The fireworks downtown in Winthrop were enjoyable, pleasant, minus the fact that there were no fried dough boys in the food cart downtown this year. That was kind of upsetting.
That was your big sticking point?
Yeah, it was. Well, I didn't get to eat a lot of the grilled pizza.
It's not my fault. It was there.
I know, and by the time I got to it, it had been consumed.
You literally just could have walked. It was never more than 15 feet away from you at any given time.
My hands were full.
Okay, so your fault then.
Well, I had to make a choice between pizza or alcohol. I chose poorly.
It was serve yourself, and you're like, I'll wait. See how this goes.
Some host you are. Here's the food. Just eat yourself. If I come over for the podcast, I'm served on hand and foot.
I'm sorry I prepared the food.
I did bring over a cooler full of ice and beer, which we consumed all of it.
Yeah.
Pretty close to 40 beers were consumed.
Well, not just by us.
No, but
we had help.
Yes, but not much more help, really.
But we live.
Yes, it's taken the better part of a week to recover.
That's the holiday we always do the worst, I've noticed.
as far as like,
We spend most minor holidays together, but that seems to be the one where we drink the most.
mm,
And not just us, but
yes,
others.
Yeah, we got pretty lit up last 4th of July too, didn't we?
Worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I did after we went to the local watering hole after the fireworks last year.
Went home alone, cried yourself to sleep.
That's probably, well, that's why it doesn't really stand out to me. It's kind of a,
That's just a Tuesday.
yeah, that's a typical Tuesday.
Wait, that's this. This is Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Like there's a big sale going on at the store, correct?
Yeah, 20% off.
Everything.
Yeah, just about.
Even you, 20% off Zach, because you have no hair.
I wasn't pricey in the beginning anyway.
Well, you took your hair and shaved it off.
Yeah. You know. Oh, never mind that joke. I can't do that joke.
Oh.
You'll never know what it was, but it was, well, not offensive to me.
Oh, wow. Well, I think this is a step forward in the fact that you've actually like, self-censored tonight. So there's that. We've got that going for us.
It was political humor, not fit for this nonpartisan show.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, you know what is fit for this show?
The news?
Yes,
All
the
right.
news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Let's start off with the sad news of the week.
Why can we have a week without sad news?
I wish.
Okay.
I don't control the news.
All right.
I just report the news. I'm a journalist. Dag nabbit.
Alternative facts.
No, this one's real.
Okay.
Joan Lee, wife of Stan Lee, died at age 93 this week.
It is sad.
She had a stroke earlier in the week and then a few days later passed away, but, 93.
That's a good run. That's a solid run.
Married to Stan Lee for 69 years.
That's another solid run. Because Stan Lee's what, 94? So
Yeah. Yeah, almost 7 decades.
that's a long time.
That was a long marriage.
That's good fidelity right there.
Yeah.
I like it. I was actually, in preparing to go see Spider-Man, I was watching some Stan Lee stuff about Spider-Man, like he was being interviewed by Kevin Smith, but then there was also a 1970s interview with him after he had just got done being like the lead writer on Spider-Man and became the publisher.
Did he still have a beard or was he down with the mustache?
He had just the mustache.
Okay, so that was after Jack Kirby drew some art over at DC of like the evil publisher, which was definitely Stan, and then he changed from a beard to a mustache.
I didn't know that J. Jonah Jameson was, like, Stan Lee based it on himself.
Mm.
Did you know that?
I don't know. I'd have to look into it.
That's what he said. And he wanted to, if he were younger, he wanted to play the role.
I did know that. Yeah,
But he always felt like he could have been like J. Jonah Jameson. He liked him a lot as a character.
But yeah, that was sad. I mean,
Not to
7
change the
decades.
subject.
No,
Yeah,
7 decades with the same person. I mean,
we're
that's
going-
a hell of a relationship.
We're in the middle of our second decade, and it's a lot of work.
God, I know. Like, have you ever been in a committed relationship? Like, I don't know. I've had the same friends for like 15 years. Does that count?
The same 3 friends.
I'm consistent.
Yeah,
I'm monogamous.
trinogamous.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, that was sad news. The family put out a statement, saying that at this point we would respect our privacy and f off, you nerds.
Yeah, I don't think it said "F off you nerds" in it.
It's actually exactly what it said.
Did it really?
No,
Oh.
but that would have been hilarious.
I would believe it, kind of, a little bit. My Maraca drink's a little louder.
I like it better when you drink beer. It's quieter.
I just wanted to hydrate. It's been hot. I've been running around. I've been working all day.
From a broken heart to a broken arm.
Ow.
Well, 2 broken arms.
That's double ow.
No arms.
That's really, well, no ow if there's no arms, I suppose.
Jeremy Renner is without arms.
What?
Oh, he's fine.
Oh.
He broke both of his arms in the set of Infinity War.
Ouch.
Off. Broke them off.
Ow, ow.
That's real news. Hard-hitting news. You won't find that anywhere else.
He broke them off?
Nah, he just broke them.
Oh.
One
He tore them straight off.
one there was, like, he fractured one of them and broke the other one. But yeah,
No,
he has...
well, fracture is a break.
Yeah, so he has 2 broken arms right now.
That's really inconvenient for him.
I guess he was doing a stunt.
Also really inconvenient for Hawkeye. How was he going to be able to shoot the bow and arrow with 2 broken arms?
Do it Temple of Doom style. Close-ups of him, the body of a stunt man from far away.
Fair.
And he's done with that movie anyway. He's moving on to his next project with 2 broken arms.
Oh.
It's really inconvenient. Like, hey, multi-million-dollar project here.
It's called the One-Legged Man in an Ass-Kicking Contest.
I walk like a chicken now, actually. Both arms are elevated, elbows out.
He kind of moves like Michael Keaton's Batman. Just
A little bit, yeah. Well, he could turn his neck. His neck
Oh,
isn't
wow.
broken.
Fair enough. I'll give you that.
You know what? Let's just keep rolling with Marvel.
Okay.
Samuel L. Jackson is back, baby, yet again for Captain Marvel.
Ooh.
We haven't seen him in a bit.
No, it has been a while. Well, remember at the end of
We haven't seen him since Age of Ultron.
was it Age of Ultron where he kind of went off into the sunset?
Well, that was Winter Soldier, but we haven't.
Winter Soldier.
He
So
was
we
at
haven't
least
seen
in
him.
Age
Yeah.
of Ultron, so we haven't seen him since 2015.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Because originally with Marvel, he signed a 9-picture deal, and then burned through those like 1-2 a year.
Just
Is
boom,
it-
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, because it had Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, The Avengers. And right there, like within phase 1, he had done 5 of his 9-picture deal, and then they're like, we're going to slow this right down.
Yeah, we want to keep you.
Yeah, and then,
And we know that it's going to be more and more expensive to keep you.
yeah, after your 9-picture deal, then Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron. So he's up to 7. So this is going to be film 8 of his 9-picture deal.
I'm sure he gets extended.
I don't think it's been confirmed, but I'm assuming he's going to show up in Infinity War.
I would think that he has to.
So that would probably eat up the 9-picture deal right there.
Well,
And
maybe.
I imagine they'll re-sign him. But yeah, he's back. We haven't seen him in a bit. I'm excited to see him again. He's good.
Yes.
I like what he's about.
He's always good and everything.
And then if you don't want Thor Ragnarok spoiled, don't look at the Funko Pops that got announced. They spoiled a lot.
Okay.
Some unannounced characters were spoiled, and the fate of some characters were spoiled, and then also based on appearance of characters, you can kind of break down like, okay, so this is an Act 1 thing, and this is going to happen. Cool. A lot got spoiled that hadn't been announced by looking at toys.
Ah.
It wasn't awesome. Toy spoilers, not a good thing.
No, nobody likes toy spoilers.
Yeah, they did. I remember that happened with Civil War when they showed like there was a Giant Man toy coming. I'm like, oh, yay!
So he becomes Giant Man, which he did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did. But in the same, it was the Funko Pop that did that one, and this is the same deal. Funko Pops are spoiling a lot for Thor, so I would say avoid looking at those because
It'll tell you the movie.
yeah, if you know the stuff, it's not a big surprise. I was assuming it was going to be a surprise in the movie. It's like, oh, I'm right. Also annoying that I'm right. I would have preferred to have been
Nobody
surprised.
ever. I mean, I
Well,
guess
no, 'cause-
I hate when I'm right.
No, it's nice to have theories, but I think it's meant to be a reveal, and it's no longer going to be like, aha! Now
You've been had.
Now it's just okay. That's confirmed.
Now we know
And
this is
I
going
don't
to happen.
and I don't even get to see the cool visual. I just get to see a toy of it. Like,
Well, you'll still get to see the cool visual.
yeah, it won't be a surprise.
Well, maybe like when it happens, you'll be like, wait, like, oh, when does this happen?
Act 1.
So you'll be like, in Act 1, like, ooh, when does this happen?
It'll be the end of Act 1.
Then that means you can just enjoy the other parts of Act 1, and you'll know when
Oh,
Act
okay.
1 is over. And you'll be like, oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah. But Fox Marvel side of things, the New Mutants movie has officially begun production. Looking forward to it. For those who don't remember, this is going to be the first X-Men movie that's going to be a horror film. I say great, do that. We've had all kinds of different adaptations of superhero movies recently. Like Logan was a Western. Ant-Man was a heist movie. Spider-Man was a high school drama.
It's true.
Let's throw a horror movie in there too. Let's just keep on adding genres in
Mix
here.
it up.
Yeah, why not? Bring it on. And last bit of news for Marvel, there's still more news.
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr. has been talking potentially leaving the MCU, as in he's definitely leaving after the Avengers movies, but
Yes.
he didn't come out and say that. The way he put it was, I want to leave before it gets embarrassing.
He's helped revive his career, and he's done a ton of them.
I mean, he's set for life. He was set for life a while ago.
Yes.
And maybe it's in poor taste because he recently died, but you don't want to have the Roger Moore effect.
That's all he's like known for.
Well, no, when you're so old, you're just like,
That makes no sense.
why is that
yeah.
old man betting a 19-year-old? I don't believe this, or any of like the action scenes.
He's James Bond, man.
He was too old by the end.
Yes. See,
And I
I
think
always
that's-
like the theory that like James Bond isn't just one person, but it's like a title passed between people.
Yeah, but Spectre screwed that theory up.
I still haven't seen Spectre because you told me not to. You said don't bother.
Oh wait, no, it wasn't Spectre. It was Skyfall screwed that up by saying that like going out to like the Bond family home and showing his parents and all that stuff. at
Oh,
their
yeah,
graves,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
that totally
yeah.
screwed that theory. Doesn't really matter.
I thought it was a good theory.
Yeah, it was until Skyfall screwed it.
Yeah,
Skyfall, like that movie.
that's a great movie.
Spectre's terrible. Oh, I can have that be. There we go. I have an answer for our letter later.
Okay,
Just thought of that
there.
one.
Let's see.
Spoilers.
Stay tuned.
I imagine he's done. I mean, Kevin Feige has come out many times like Phase 4 is going to be a very different universe. A lot of people are going to be done at the end of these next Avengers movies, which I'm assuming are going to be our heavy hitters. I'm imagining Thor, Captain America, Iron Man probably done after this, which is fine because they're all doing like, between 7 and 10 movies.
Yeah.
That's more than most characters get. That's fine.
Yeah, and the movies haven't gotten old or predictable yet.
No, and especially if
Yes.
they keep doing different things, like doing a high school movie or doing like the magic movie or the heist movie or any of that kind of stuff. Like,
Plus, we're getting new characters to kind of breathe in some new stuff.
yeah,
Anyway,
bring them all in.
speaking of James Bond, I have a little piece of news. Daniel Craig is reportedly going to sign on for another Bond movie.
Well, he doesn't have a choice. He's under contract.
Yeah, but he's going. Yeah,
I mean, there's been a history of that, of like actors being under contract and being forced back. My personal favorite is Christopher Lee doing the Dracula movies. He came back and did 6 additional movies. He would have 1 line per movie because he refused to do any of the dialogue.
well, fair.
It's been, but I mean, if they throw enough money at him, and he's already under contract, so it doesn't really matter what he wants.
Yeah, so there'll be more Daniel Craig James Bond.
Yay, fine. Not that the last one was really bad. Comic book news. That's not true. It's not all good news. There's one bad news.
Okay.
Let's keep it local first. Sean Gordon Murphy, local Portland artist. There's been news for a long time that he was doing his own solo Batman book. I knew about that a long time before it got announced.
Yes, you did. You've told me.
I had the inside.
You have the inside. See, you're becoming a heavy hitter in the local industry.
I learned that like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
You are the
It's
most
not new.
inside comic book dealer in Hollowell.
Yeah, that I can say. But his series was finally announced, other than just some teases. It's going to be called Batman White Knight. It's going to be an Elseworld story, meaning it doesn't happen in continuity. It's going to be all about the Joker becoming reformed and trying to become a hero. And like he starts off as like this Batman fanboy. There's going to be a ton of stuff connected to the Batman animated series and a lot of stuff with Harley in there. And the Joker himself is going to be based kind of on Don Draper from Mad Men.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's going to be starting this fall. It's going to be a 7 or 8 part series. There's a ton of hype around this. It's also kind of fun that it's also, hey, it's a local guy.
Main zone.
Yeah, who's writing and doing the art. So it's cool to see that.
So he is writing and doing art.
Yeah. He's not doing the coloring, but he said he wanted to try and get a black and white version released as well,
Oh,
which I'm always a fan of.
you do like the black and white.
I do like a pencil and an ink. But even the coloring, they were talking about like only having like 2 colors per page to try and do something stylized.
Ooh, sounds fancy.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited about it. It's going to be coming this fall. I can't order it yet, but you can put your pre-orders in
Oh,
with
excellent.
me.
There you go.
I'll just, mark it down for later. It's fine. People have already been doing it.
I'll remember. Set a notification on your phone.
Yeah, that will be one that I imagine will do well. It's weird. You get these books occasionally where they just get like this crazy hype ahead of time. This is one of those books. Speaking of books with a lot of hype, DC Metal is coming, baby. Going to be a 6-part series by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. And DC announced a price drop.
That's a double win.
Yeah. Originally it was going to be going for $4.99. I think issue 1 still is. But after that, they've dropped the price to $3.99 a book.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah. I mean, the two of them are at this point a legendary creative team. So great. Drop the price. Bring it on. Read DC Metal. I've read the 2 preview books or the 2 prequel books before it. It's good stuff. You're going to want to read it.
All right.
Do you want to see Batman ride a dinosaur?
Yes, you said dinosaur space, any of those things.
Yeah.
Does he ride the dinosaur in space?
I don't know. It's all about like these, I think I talked about it before, like all these like dark universe Batmen coming over and trying to ruin the DC universe. Somehow Batman rides a Tyrannosaurus.
Because he's Batman.
Works for me.
His superpower being he's rich.
I do, yeah. And then there's finally a solicit for something we've been threatened with for years, and it's finally coming to pass.
A good time?
No,
Oh.
not on this show.
Oh, no. We promise you at least 5 good minutes.
We said 3. Easy does it.
I'm upping our game. It's midsummer. We should be in top form. 5 good minutes.
What I've noticed about
Not consecutive, though.
a lot of long-running shows, I usually notice they start to get like actually funny around episode 70. We're almost there, so we really got to step up our game. In
That's
like
why
2
I'm saying-
weeks. We got to get funny in 2 weeks because we got to hit that episode
Well, that's
70
why I was
mark.
saying 5 good minutes, but they're not consecutive minutes.
That'll
It's
be
in like
the
little
70
bits and
mark
pieces.
because we got 5.
Okay. I like to think that we're funny. Mostly me.
Easy does it.
Occasionally you. The things that you say that are funny can't ever get on the air.
I try.
Yeah, you try, and
Oh man, I was listening back because for me it's kind of new. I was listening back to the other show I do today. I'm like, that was crass.
do you let more get away on the other show?
No, it was just.
I mean, the
it
episode
wasn't
that just dropped today was called "Racist Vampires." So
racist Dracula.
racist
He,
Dracula.
he was a
whatever.
racist in it. It was kind of funny because he's like this big regal character that just says these horrible racist things that totally undercuts. It's like how grandstanding is, where you're just like, wait, what?
Wait a minute. Do you like feel like you relate to this character?
Yes, that's what I meant. No,
Uh-huh.
yeah, even out of context, I didn't even want to say what I said. It's a little racy.
Oh, okay. Well, then just listen to the Buffy back issue bin if you're curious as to what he said.
But as been threatened for many years, there's finally a solicitation out for Frank Miller's 300 prequel.
Oh,
300 is what I kind of like to look at as the dividing line for Frank Miller. It's like pre and post crazy, and 300 falls right in the middle.
well, I mean, what exactly is there? The prequel, is it like Leonidas and the Wolf?
No, it's all about like Xerxes
Oh,
and
So
his
it-
rise to power.
so a little Persian history.
Yeah, which I'm sure will be super accurate.
Because 300 was so accurate.
I don't know. Frank is Dark Knight 3 was enjoyable. I liked it a lot, but he also had help on that book. Him doing another solo book, oh, that can't be good. Frank is gone. You know, if you've read his work in the last 20 years, you kind of know where Frank's at.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, he said what was the one thing that he said once that was like, you told me it was very crazy.
I don't know. I don't know what specific quote I threw out.
I can't remember, but it was kind of.
I'm not looking forward to this. I can't imagine anyone is. That's just not something I can get excited about.
I didn't even really like.
300 as a
300
book is
I didn't like the Rise of
fine.
Empire either.
No, that was a bad movie. I don't know. The book is fine, I guess. You start seeing some hints of weird in there. But getting a prequel book 20 years later, I'll pass. I guess I have to get it in the store, so I'll probably read it, but I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of required to read it.
He's written some of my favorite books of all time.
Well, Dark Knight Returns and
Yeah.
Sin City.
About half of Sin City. It starts to get real bad towards the end.
Okay.
The first couple are great. Then it's a quick downhill drop by about book 4. The end of book 4. Yeah, about halfway.
Hmm.
I mean, his Daredevil stuff is also
Elektra.
Yeah. Yeah, he did an Elektra miniseries. It was really good. I mean, some of his stuff is the best the industry has to offer, and then some of it is the worst. He's one of those guys where I feel there's a few of them out there who do well with an editor, but then if you become too big of a name, the editor becomes less of a presence.
Mm.
Someone who does well when reined in.
Yes, and like giving somebody total creative control as opposed to like, we'd like you to like tone this down.
Yeah,
or
once
flesh
you're
that out.
once you're a big enough name, the role of editor is diminished.
You
and
pretty
some
much
people
edit
need
your own
that,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and last bit of news that I'm looking forward to. Netflix is going to adapt one of the best series from the mid-2000s, or later, I guess, is going to be adapted into a TV show for Netflix, written by My Chemical Romance frontman Gerard Way. He's actually a really good writer. Don't worry about the band thing.
Okay.
As a comic writer, he's really good.
Okay, I believe you.
Umbrella Academy. This was a couple of miniseries that deals with a superhero team that graduates from said Umbrella Academy. And just to give you some quick context of your main character, he is a human head on top of a gorilla's body, and he has like a spaceman bubble over it. It's just weird characters like that. It's
That's a lot to wrap my head around.
great. I want to see this. A 10-episode series order going for 2018. Won an Eisner. It was a really great series. I loved it a lot when it came out. I'd love to reread that. I haven't read it in years. I should do that. But Umbrella Academy, baby, coming to Netflix.
Put it on your to-do list.
Put it on my to-order list, apparently.
That too. You have a lot of lists.
I mean, I have to order things for the store,
Yeah, well, you have just general life lists that you have.
I suppose.
Apologize to the neighbors for shooting rockets at them.
They don't talk
Repair
to
the
me.
torched lawn. They certainly aren't going to talk to you anymore. You're shooting at them with rockets.
Yeah. But I guess that'll do it for the news. And from there, let's move on.
Intra-neighborhood ballistic missiles. INBMs. Yeah.
Let's move on to the Spider-Man.
A movie review.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
It's time for an Editor's Note podcast review.
Are you pulling up your notes?
Yeah, I really just need to bring like a pad of paper with me because there's a bunch of stuff I want to double check, but I can't remember it all specifically enough in my head to like lock it all in.
Oh.
Next one of these we go to, I'm just bringing a pad of paper.
You'll forget. You said that at the last 3 movies we've
Have
been
I?
to. Yes, you have.
I really should
Put
do
that on your list.
to bring a pad of
Yeah.
paper with me to the movies. So I
Yeah,
can
put a
write
list
down
on your
notes.
pad of paper.
As we do for each and every new movie, we're going to do non-spoilers and then spoilers. Non-spoilers, well, I guess you've seen the movie. It's all in the trailers.
By and large, a couple little wrinkles in here and there, but
Yeah,
you get the movie in the trailer. But the one thing that the movie did that I really liked, I really enjoyed the movie, is it showed that the stuff that's happening with the Avengers isn't happening in a vacuum. Like, it kind of like took it down to the street level. Like, these are like the actions of the Avengers, which they kind of touch on a little bit in Civil War, is like these things aren't happening in a vacuum. These things are happening for real, and they're having consequences on like the everyday people. It was cool to have a movie. I mean, obviously Iron Man's in it, but not to have the other Avengers in this movie. You get some Cap in it.
Well, what I thought was funny about that is they talk about the Avengers and like where the Avengers all are. Right now, there really aren't any Avengers. There's Iron Man, Vision, and a crippled War Machine. And
Yes.
that's it.
It is. It is exactly all there is.
The rest of them are like, they were treating the Avengers like it's this big organization. Like, there's no one left.
Well, the new Avengers.
They all split up after
That's a
everything.
good point, yeah.
They're either in prison or on the run.
Well, they're not even in prison anymore because Cap broke them out.
They're all on the run.
They're all in the Lamb. Yeah.
Yeah, there's literally Iron Man and Vision. End of list.
Yes.
No one else is there.
Vision is kind of cool though.
He's worth a few, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely worth a Hawkeye and a Black Widow.
Yes. What I liked about the movie, like I said, is it shows that this isn't happening in a vacuum, and that, like, the things that are happening, and they're able to bring stuff in that, like, if you hadn't seen some of the other movies, you'd be like, what is a Chitauri War Machine? Why is this Ultron arm piece so special and important? I'm really curious to see what they do with the introduction of a couple of new characters.
Yeah, there's a lot in there. This movie is reference heavy.
Mm.
And there's a lot of...
But it also works as a standalone.
Yeah, I don't think...
You know what
I
else?
don't know. It'd be hard to walk into this with nothing... As long as you know that, like, Iron Man is a guy, you're probably fine.
But you know what I like about this, too? It's the second reboot. We don't have to sit through a Spider-Man origin story. We don't have to deal with Uncle Ben getting shot or Peter, like, learning that he has powers. We kind of pick him up, like, still trying to, like, with the Sam Raimi
I mean, he's not
Spider-Man.
good.
He gets... No, he's not.
He's a bad Spider-Man right now. He's a no-good Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's learning how to become Spider-Man. Like, in the Sam Raimi movies and with the Andrew Garfield ones, he, like, overnight becomes really good at what he does.
Yeah, this kid sucks.
No, and I like that he sucks.
Yeah, that was good. I mean,
that was funny.
It's not bad.
I mean, he sucks relative to, like, Iron Man and stuff, but it also, like...
He sucks in general. I mean,
not the character and not the way he was played.
No. He's just bad at this, and it's funny how much they showed it. Like, he's just not good at what he does yet.
Yeah, and he's not supposed to be good at what he does yet.
And the most we really got, like, in Iron Man, we had, like, him learning how to fly, which took, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Captain America, the most we got is, like, he's getting used to his new body and accidentally, like, runs through a store window.
Yes,
but
and, like,
after that,
is able to chase down...
After that, they were perfect. They had a couple of little falls, but...
He's like a flawed superhero. He's learning how to be a superhero.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that we also don't have to sit through the origin story stuff either. They hint at it. Like, it's kind of like the movie assumes, all right, you kind of understand the Spider-Man mythos that, no parents, his Uncle Ben is dead, and he lives with his Aunt May.
Yeah, they were very overt about that, which I'm conflicted about. For me, good. I know all that stuff. It's fine. But I'm curious about new audiences coming into it. I mean, it's easy to say, like, your, 30-year-old audience that's going to watch this knows all this stuff, but what about, like, the 14-year-olds who haven't necessarily seen the older stuff?
I would assume if you're going to see this movie, you have an understanding. The movie's taking a gamble on saying, you kind of understand.
I'm a little conflicted on it. Like, for me personally, it's fine if I'm just thinking about, like, the larger audience as a whole.
It obviously is working because the movie's making money hand over fist.
Yeah, they did like 120 million this weekend.
Yeah, thereabouts.
And the estimation was, I think, 90.
Oh yeah, It was like the largest opening weekend that I think India has ever seen.
Couldn't tell you what the international numbers look like.
They're pretty high.
I don't know everything. I'm sorry.
Somebody record that. Send it to me, please.
It is recorded. This is literally a podcast.
No, but like I'd like somebody to like clip it out of the podcast and send it to me because I know you won't.
No, I'm not sending you clips of the show.
I would like that so I could put it on my phone and like anytime that you piss me off, I can just be like, I don't know everything. Sorry. Like when you're trying to be like, I know everything.
Well, I usually do.
You know who I'm talking to. You know who you are, listener. Help a guy out.
Talking to Josh?
I am talking to Josh, yes.
Okay.
I just didn't want, like, I don't want the other people that listen to the show feel like I'm playing favorites with Josh.
With our numbers, I bet we have more than one Josh.
Oh, we do probably have more than one Josh. Plus Ross. I like Ross. I talk about Ross some.
We might not have more than one Ross. Not as common of a name.
No.
Let's move on with the thing.
Okay, yes.
So, thoughts on young British Spider-Man?
Well, I thought he had a good American accent.
I rewatched Civil War recently, and this one I didn't notice. I think there was a couple of slip-ups I noticed in Civil War that were really go like, British guy.
Yeah.
It's like, but Mr. Stark, I have me homework to do. I'm like, very British. Missed that H.
Yes.
I didn't catch anything in the first viewing. I'm sure there might be a couple in there, but I didn't catch anything when we were watching it the first time. And I don't think I even noticed that homework one the first time I saw Civil War. But if you go back and watch it, it was like, I've got homework to do. I'm like,
That's not very New York of him.
No. Who needs H's? Not the Brits.
No, but he did a good job, I thought, again.
So did I. He had a couple of, there were reactions to things that seemed very human. Like, there's one scene where he's kind of in peril, and his reaction is just to, like, yell for help and kind of, like, scream and cry for a second. I'm like, that's...
I would do the same thing in that situation.
It was a very human reaction.
But I think it's also...
He talks to himself in the third person. Like, that was weird.
No, but I think that it was also a key moment in him developing as Spider-Man and understanding what it takes to be Spider-Man.
No, I like this kid. I think he's good. And I wish they didn't identify him as 15 because he's clearly not 15. Like, he's definitely young. Like teenage, but he's not 15 young.
No, he didn't look 15 young.
I call him like 17, 18.
Yeah, but I buy him more younger like that than I did Tobey Maguire being a high school senior.
Oh, yeah, a 45-year-old pretending to be 18.
Yeah.
Or even Andrew Garfield. He's older than me, and he was playing someone like 10 years younger than me. I'm like, I don't buy this.
What were your thoughts on the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man? Like him as playing Spider-Man?
I don't know. I was conflicted because I really liked his chemistry with Emma Stone, but at the same time, I'm like, this man is too pretty and also way too stammery. And then too much of a jerk as Spider-Man.
He was more the sarcastic Spider-Man. I think that he hit more on like... I think he hit a little bit more on the Spider-Man character than Tobey Maguire did at times.
He's the George Lazenby of Spider-Man movies now.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right. You see him in public, call him Lazenby.
Oh, if you see him in public, I'm sure you wouldn't call him Lazenby. He was good at movies like... you ever see Hacksaw Ridge?
No.
That was really good.
I have no interest in watching Mel Gibson's violence porn.
Oh, I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed it. I was shocked that Mel Gibson is going to be in a movie with Will Ferrell and Marky Mark.
Yes, he is.
He was also good in The Social Network.
I haven't seen it in years.
You haven't seen... Oh, I think you haven't seen it, period?
No, I mean, I Redboxed it when it came out. So however long ago it was on Redbox, that's the last time I saw it.
A while ago, yeah. I thought it was good. I thought Tom did a good job.
Then we got Keaton, baby.
I noticed the thing that you're starting to do recently is whenever you get excited about something, we got whatever, baby, or so-and-so's back, baby.
Yeah.
That's your crutch right now. That's the thing that you do.
All right, it's my transition.
Pointing it out. I like it, though. I mean...
He went full Keaton, and I liked it. Like,
that was
full crazy
awesome
Keaton.
in that scene.
He's one of the better villains. The movie opens on him. Like, we get his backstory up front instead of Peter's, which makes... So everything he does afterwards...
Makes sense.
Yeah, and you buy it all. But he goes, like, full Keaton, like, crazy eyebrows, like, the weird smile, all that stuff.
You want crazy? It's like the...
You want to get nuts? Let's
get nuts.
I was waiting for a reference. Like, I thought that... I felt
like there was a reference in there.
At one time, we even read that first appearance of the Vulture, where he calls him Birdman multiple times. Like, just call him Birdman. But he called him... Spider-Man called him Big Bird. I'm like, come on. It'd be comic accurate to call him Birdman.
It would be.
And it'd be a fun reference at the same time.
And they didn't.
No, that was a missed opportunity.
Wah, wah.
You could have said that was comic accurate.
Yeah,
100% could have, but instead they went with Big Bird over Birdman. Like,
Meanwhile, the Children's Television Workshop are like, who can we sue?
Yeah. Damn the electric company. You know what we didn't get in this movie that I didn't even think about until afterwards?
What?
Which I think is hilarious. Because this is now our third consecutive Spider-Man movie without it. No Jameson.
Oh, yes, there was no Jameson.
J.K. Simmons is so perfect in that role, they
He
literally can't cast it again.
That's a big time problem. Well, and
The
especially
best
also because
casting in a comic book movie.
he's going to be, now that he's Commissioner Gordon, he probably can't live in both worlds.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he said before he'd come back and do it, but yeah. This is our third consecutive Spider-Man movie without Jameson.
In some ways,
Not because he's not a big part of the world, because J.K. Simmons was too perfect.
oh yeah, and in some ways, I feel like the J.K. Simmons was one of the best parts, one of the top 3 things about all of those Spider-Man movies.
Except for Spider-Man 3, where he was too gaggy.
Yeah, they kind of killed it a little bit there.
Yeah.
Did you see the deleted scene from Spider-Man 2 where he actually puts on the suit?
I think they did that in the movie.
No, he didn't. I don't think he did it in the movie. I think it was a deleted scene.
Or did they do that in like the 1 or the 2.5 cut or something?
It was in the 2.5 cut.
Okay.
It was a deleted scene.
I like most of these kids. I like his best friend, Ned Leeds, who is he is a comic character who was never like best friends with Peter growing up. Like he was a journalist and later on he becomes one of the many hobgoblins. But it was just nice that he had this kid to play off of. I thought that kid was really good.
It was cool. He was the guy in the chair. I love it broke the fourth wall with certain things like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this kid, he is going to be the guy in the chair.
Most of the cast I really liked. I liked the girl who played Liz Allen, and Liz Allen is kind of a tragic character in the Spider-Man world. Like, her life sucks.
Yeah, as evidenced by this movie.
Yeah, it doesn't get better. We had Zendaya playing Michelle, who I actively hated. I saw a lot of praise for her online. I don't know how you feel. I did not like her. She was just so cold and...
She overplayed the character.
This disinterested teenager.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got an email.
Oh, because was that a letter to the editors?
Could have been.
All right, that's exciting.
Was it?
That if it was, that'd be like show history. That in the middle of the show, we got a letter to the editors.
Oh, no, I got a comment
YouTube.
on a YouTube
Oh,
video.
okay. What's the comment? Is it about our show or is it about the other show?
Oh, it's spam. They're asking me for money. It's a spam comment.
Oh,
Not thrilling.
that's no fun.
No, I'm not giving them money.
Oh, fair.
But yeah, I did not like that character of Michelle. She was just, I don't know. It was just like, she's like, I have no friends, but I'm really self-aware that I have no friends. I didn't care for it. I don't know. I've heard a lot of praise for it, and I know that there was like a lot of backlash online, and there was like rumor and speculation of who the character was. I don't care about that. I just didn't like her performance.
What did you say overall? I mean, I thought that it told a nice story.
It was
an interesting story. The title finally made sense.
It's a little more of a play on words. Like Spider-Man coming back to Marvel is more like the Homecoming part of this movie is like 5 minutes, maybe.
It kind of all revolves around Homecoming, though.
Yeah, to a point. It definitely didn't need to be the title of the movie if it wasn't a like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Overall, I liked the movie more than I thought I was gonna like it, which was a nice surprise. I hate the trailers
because they gave the movie away.
There was a lot of stuff that would have been a good reveal if we didn't already get it. And the trailers, for the most part, is what we got in the movie, with the exception of one shot that wasn't. Remember at the end of the first trailer, it shows like Iron Man flying through the city with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, we didn't get that.
Yeah, that was nowhere in that movie.
That was a cool shot.
I don't think it was ever intended to be in the movie.
But that would have been a cool shot to have in the movie.
Yeah, it never would have fit anywhere. I think that was fabricated solely for the trailer. But there was too much that the trailer gave away, because there was a few scenes I'm watching. They're like, how are we going to get out of this? I'm like, well, I know how we get out of this. Or a scene that we'll talk about in spoilers, one of the Robert Downey Jr. scenes was like, well, this has been ruined already. I know where this goes. Yeah, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would, but I would have enjoyed it a lot more if they had better marketing. Yeah, they took the wind out of the sails a bit. I'm like, how are we going to get out of this? What's going to happen? I literally know every beat.
Well, that's because you're a movie snob.
It wasn't a good trailer. It's a bad trailer. But
doesn't mean it wasn't a good movie.
No, it was. It was a good movie, bad marketing. Not necessarily the same thing.
Yeah, fair enough. Well,
we've lost our left channel. There it is.
Yeah, the left channel's back.
Damn loose
Left
wire.
channel's back, baby.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
On our patented rating system of see it in theaters, Redbox, or don't waste your time, I'd say see it in theaters and bring your kids.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's a good family movie.
It was actually really kid friendly.
It's been a while.
I mean, a couple of moments of peril that might jump younger kids, but
it's been a while since we've had, like, bring your kids to this one.
oh yeah, this is a fun movie. It's fun.
Like, I want to say, like, a Logan. Bring your kids.
I think you should bring your kids to Logan.
Batgirl.
Teach them that someday they're going to have to take care of you.
Yes, that was the point of that movie.
It was.
But I say see it in theaters.
I would concur. See it in theaters. It was really good. I love Spider-Man movies. I love Spider-Man as a character, and I really liked the reboot. I thought it was a good, solid reboot that puts it into place, and we learn more about the character, and I just really enjoyed, and it's the thing I've been thinking about a lot today, is it puts some other things in context, that these things aren't happening in a vacuum in the MCU.
No. All right, we're moving on to spoilers.
Plug your ears.
Or listen if you've seen the movie.
Yeah, or both, I guess.
Look out! There's spoilers ahead!
All right, you ready? I'm going to hit you with some references.
Right.
These are the ones that the second the credits started, I whipped out my phone and started, like, frantically typing. Ready to hit you with my immediate credit Easter eggs?
Yes.
Things I wrote down after the movie was done.
Okay.
We are heavily hinting at Venom coming in. One of the things that I'd really like to start doing with these movies is you always see numbers flashing, and a lot of that connects to certain issues of the comics.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the number 300 a couple of times. This isn't connecting to the Frank Miller 300. This is connecting to Amazing Spider-Man number 300, the first appearance of Venom. We see the number 300 twice, and once Ned Leeds asks, he's like, hey, can you shoot Venom? I'm like, I get it, Sony. You're doing a Venom movie. Stop beating me over the head with it with your not-subtleness.
I'm excited for a Venom movie, though.
Well, we'll see.
Venom and Carnage. Give me Venom and Carnage to set up the Spider-Man showdown.
We get some previous Marvel Cinematic Universe locations. When Peter is filming his video diary at the front, we see a location from Iron Man 2 when they were doing the Stark Expo. There was the globe that they all flew through. That was there. And when they're driving on the highway, we see signs for Triskelion repairs that are going on from Fallout of Captain America the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm. We also get like a different angle and different view of the fight in the airport.
Oh yeah,
from Civil War.
It's less of a Easter egg and more of a part of the movie.
Oh, I also like the Sokovia reference.
Yeah, where it's like part of history.
The teacher's like teaching. Yeah, the Sokovia Accords are.
At one point in the background, we see the name Bagley spray painted on a wall behind Peter. Mark Bagley, long-running Spider-Man artist on the Ultimate Spider-Man side of things. Although I don't think it was in the credits or anything, I'm fairly certain we see Gwen Stacy. This movie is part of the high school. A couple of times we see a small blonde girl who has Gwen Stacy. I know it's a weird thing to like get a character by, but blonde girl who is always wearing a headband. We have this blonde girl wearing this kind of old-timey headband. We see her a couple of times. I'm like, that's supposed to be Gwen. They were students together. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her again.
Peter's also for like Peter's first love until Stan stopped writing the comics and they killed her.
His first love would be Betty Brant, who we also saw in this movie, who works for the Daily Bugle later on, but we saw her in the school like news reporting.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Those were funny scenes. Like the kids doing like the TV news for the school.
See Michael Mandow, who I know from Better Call Saul, playing Mac Gargan, the Scorpion, who I assume is going to come back in future movies.
I would imagine.
You definitely could tell he was a Scorpion by that Scorpion tattoo on his neck.
That may or may not have been a giveaway.
Certainly helps. This may or may not be one, but I'm going to say it as we see a very Ben Reilly-esque costume when he's throwing the hood over the Spider-Man suit. One of the ones that I liked that I reacted to was we see that Happy Hogan mentions Thor's belt of strength, which is a real comic book thing.
Yeah, you were really excited about that.
It's so random. I never would have thought something that...
Well, why would it be an Avengers Tower, too?
Connections to some of the other Spider-Man movies. In the Sam Raimi Spider-Man tradition, we see Peter in front of an American flag in two separate shots.
Mm-hmm.
And the first Spider-Man movie was very much...
Post 9/11.
Yeah, like later in the production was very... It's whole like, you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. Yeah, New York, baby. Woo, America. We get a reference to the famous Mary Jane Spider-Man kiss.
Oh, yeah, he's hanging upside down in the elevator.
In his computer, voiced by Jennifer Connelly, who is married to Paul Bettany, who played Jarvis.
And she plays Friday, who's also...
No.
No. Oh, that was a different person.
Yeah, so now they both played robots in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I find charming. But they mock the kiss like he's hanging upside down and
Yeah.
he's going in, and Karen's like, ooh, she's pretty. You should kiss her. And he just falls on his ass.
Yep.
But I
Well, he
enjoyed
falls
that.
down the inside of the Washington Monument.
On his ass.
Yeah.
Flash Thompson, who's in this movie, mentions that he was eating branzino, which is the same fish that Peter was eating in the Amazing Spider-Man movie when he went over to Gwen Stacy's. I'm like, that's too specific of a fish. I'm saying branzino's a reference, baby.
Okay.
A few other odds and ends you already mentioned. Some of the weaponry had like Chitauri, and they were listing off all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Some of it's even connecting to the TV show stuff. They mentioned some weaponry found in Agent Carter. One of the last scenes in the movie connects very directly with the Civil War comic book. Tony Stark calls a press conference and gets Peter to unmask in front of everyone. Like, my name is Peter Parker. I've been fighting crime since I was 15 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't go through the scene fully. And he's like, nah, I'm out of here.
Well, I don't think he was going to have him reveal himself as Peter Parker.
Yeah, that's 100% what he was going to do.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He was going to go before everyone, just like Tony did back in the first Iron Man
I am
movie.
Iron Man.
Yeah, he was going to have him come out and be like, I am Spider-Man. And then they were going to play him out to Black Sabbath.
Oh.
I mean, they could have done the Ramones, because the Ramones did a Spider-Man cover.
Yes.
It's a little less epic, I suppose. They're like, nah, 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 nah.
No.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
No, I thought the indication was he was just going to put the suit on and be like, this is Spider-Man. He's now a member of the Avengers.
And then the biggie. Donald Glover plays the Prowler. They actually show that in his rap sheet.
Yes.
That you see that
I
he's
saw that
the
on
Prowler,
the
yeah.
Prowler.
And he mentions that he has a nephew that he doesn't want getting involved in any of this. His nephew being Miles Morales, who in previous years, Donald Glover was a fan favorite choice to play. But that's right, we got our first Black Hispanic Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Baby.
Sometime down the road.
Yeah, so that's exciting. And people want him. Oh, it's almost exactly what my note said, minus the baby.
People want him?
No, it said our first Black. I just deleted it.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
deleting the notes as I go,
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't repeat myself. But yeah,
Smart. I like that. You're becoming very proficient at this list thing.
I mean, there's more in there, but those were just ones that I noticed off the top of my head, like as I'm sitting there in the theater waiting for post-credit scenes to roll up. But that being said, let's get into spoilers. My throat's dry. You talk.
Like I said, I like that we have some motivation for the criminal. Like some people like kind of may like if you're looking for something to get nitpicky about what they didn't like about the movie, like the villain was too street level. Like it was no like not like a super villain. Like he's got like legitimate motivations, and it's not like world domination. Like he's just trying to support his family. So I liked that aspect of it, and I thought Keaton did a good job of like
By far,
that moment where he snaps in the beginning, like, "Oh, you're gonna take away my contract." Well, here I'm gonna punch this guy in the face.
He's in the best scene in the movie. That scene in the car going to Homecoming is the best scene.
Oh, and he figures it out so quickly.
You just see it, like him piecing it together like one little bit at a time. That is the best scene in this movie. Is Michael Keaton figuring out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
So I think it's also like something that Peter's going to learn from. Like if he's going to try and keep his identity secret, he's got to be better about some of these things.
I like that Ned can't keep the secret to save his life.
Oh, he can't. What did you think about at the end, Aunt May walking in and seeing him in the Spider-Man costume? Does she ever find out that he's Spider-Man in the comics?
Oh yeah, plenty of times.
Oh.
It's been rebooted a bunch, but this is probably the lightest version I've seen of that. It's usually played as a much more serious thing.
Yeah.
That was something I hated. It was a very small thing, but you know the scene, like he's coming back home from Spider-Maning about, and he goes in, he's crawling on the top of the ceiling, and he webs the outside of the door, pulls it shut, and drops the web.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on the outside of the door where May can see it, and he's mentions multiple times it takes 2 hours to dissolve.
Yes.
So he just has web on the outside of his door for 2 hours, and she doesn't
yeah.
notice it in this small apartment.
Or the fact that his friend is over, and then all of a sudden he's in the room, and then in his underwear. He just sneak in.
I mean, May's a progressive chick, you don't know.
Good point. Fair enough. I wasn't trying to insinuate anything about like Peter and Ned. I'm just saying that he wasn't home. Now he is home. How do you get inside through the apartment?
He's a little guy.
Yeah, fair enough. I did like him crawling across the ceiling back into the room. That was kind of an homage to the first Spider-Man.
Could have been, yeah.
Where Peter's up on the ceiling. He got they had the arm cut from the fight with Gobby in the flaming building.
I don't care how many like old lady glasses and high pants you give Marissa Tomei.
Still hot.
She's no one's grandma.
No, she's not. I love that the movie just embraces the fact that she's like, you're hot, Aunt May. That beginning,
which is fine. I mean, you can be a hot aunt.
Yeah.
It's fine.
What about?
But I just like how they tried to like old lady her up. I'm like,
didn't work.
what are we doing?
Didn't work. I love that when they're doing like he's doing his video blog of his experience, and Tony Stark's like, "Hey, let's we gotta have an alibi. Hi, Aunt May. I hope you're seeing this and wearing something skimpy. I hope.
Yeah,
Is that too inappropriate? That was funny.
it was. That was good.
I also liked
We didn't talk about Robert Downey Jr. a lot.
No, I thought he was really good in what
Yeah.
he was supposed to be in this movie.
He didn't overshadow it at all. He didn't just phone it in. He's there. He couldn't have done more than 3 days of filming, but he totally worked. I mean, they only had 2 scenes together. Like he had a lot of singles
Yes.
that I think were just him by himself.
Yep. Well, there's this. Yeah, the scene at the end. The scene after the Staten Island ferry incident.
That's the one I was talking about. That's the one that was ruined because we have earlier in the movie, Tony saves Peter. He's like, "Oh my God, thank you! Like you're watching out for me." And the mask opens up. He's like, "I'm not actually here. This
Yeah.
is just a remote drone." And then later he saves him a second time. He's like, "If you like, you don't even care. You're not here." And then he steps out.
Oh,
of
you
the
knew
suit.
he was going to be there.
But we saw that in the trailer, and it 100% ruined it. It was like,
Yeah, it still was a big. I still thought the moment it had some pop to it.
no, I was like,
You knew he was going to be there though, even before, like even without, like you just knew. Even if you hadn't seen the trailer where it shows him coming out of the suit.
that could have been so much better if it wasn't in the trailer.
But what I liked about it too is like it shows how much Tony Stark has changed as a character from Iron Man to now, and it kind of ties into the comic mythos that
one
like,
more villain that's all his fault. That's right. You're the Vulture's fault. Again, Tony. Damn it.
Well, no, that Peter is like Tony's son, like a surrogate son. It was kind of the same in the Civil War books, and it kind of is here in.
No, it works
in this
better here
movie.
because at least, because Peter in Civil War is like mid-20s, maybe late 20s.
Yeah, but it also like it highlights the fact that the characters in the Avengers are becoming more and more aware that their actions have repercussions, and that was a lesson that Peter was learning.
One thing, it's a little bit of a continuity error. They've mentioned in previous Marvel movies that damage control is a thing. They've also mentioned in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that damage control is a thing. But in Avengers Age of Ultron, Tony asks if the Stark Relief Fund is on the scene, but they show in this movie that he's behind damage control. So which is it, movie series? Is it the Stark Relief Fund or is it damage control?
It's a little bit of both. Tyne Daly, I wish there was more Tyne Daly in this. I like Tyne Daly as an actress. What's her? She's gonna have a bigger role, I think, going forward as part of the Department of Damage Control,
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
DODC.
You know who's really... He didn't do a ton? Hannibal Buress. He's in there as the gym teacher.
But he was hilarious when he was in there.
He's a gym teacher and a sex ed teacher that is having
I know that life.
a life crisis.
I know that life very well.
And the teachers mock him for, having no purpose in life.
Yep, that's totally. I understand that. I know that life very well. I love some of his lines. Though. He's like showing the Captain America fitness. He's like, "We have to show this," but I'm pretty sure he's a war criminal now.
I love that. And then I love all of Captain America's like PSA videos. It's like, "Let me introduce you to your gym teacher,"
And he's standing on the wrong way.
Yeah, and Hannibal Buress is on the other side, and it just seems to be like one big VHS. Is it like?
Oh,
So your body is changing now. I know what that's like.
I also like the one where he's like, "Oh, you're in detention."
Where he turns the chair around to be like cool guy, like, "So you've done something wrong and you're in detention."
It's not about what you've done wrong. It's what are you going to do to fix it?
I love it. He's so charming.
Oh, he plays it. He's perfect for Captain America. Because he's so 1940s idealistic. Like, before the nation, lost its innocence again.
What I'm really curious about, I've kind of avoided the internet on this one so far. Usually I'll dig after we do this because I like to go into this.
You like to feel like you're having a fresh take.
Yeah, versus looking into others. I remember after Iron Man 3, with the post-credit scene of having him talking to Bruce Banner, the internet, I think it's funny. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But people are really angry. They're like, this post-credit scene doesn't set anything up. It's stupid. It's just a dumb joke. This one is also a dumb joke.
Oh, they played right into it.
How will the internet react to this one?
I don't know. Good question. I haven't had time to look at it.
I think it's funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
I liked it so much. He's like, patience is important. Sometimes you wait for a thing and it's just a massive disappointment.
Yeah.
Or whatever it
was. It's like, well done, Marvel. Well played.
And then I almost thought it was like a contract joke. It's like, how many more of these do we got?
Yeah. That at the end, yeah. It was also...
I like it. Not everything... I mean, this movie by itself is not big end of the world. It's just a small little thing. It's, he doesn't Well, he does once, but he doesn't really leave Queens. It's small.
Yeah. What do you think of him having the sentient suit? Like now that like once they override the training, it's kind of like a Iron Man 2.0 suit.
It was very Iron Spider. In the Civil War storyline, Tony gives him this like red and yellow suit that has 3 mechanical arms. It's called the Iron Spider. That's kind of very much the Iron Man suit. It reminded me of that. But I think it works in this movie because it gives him something to play off of.
Yeah.
Versus just like him talking to himself and trying to do stuff. So I'm fine if you're gonna have a character by themselves.
You got to have something for them. Yeah.
It gave him something to work off of. So I was fine in that regard. And I thought it like did some good jokes. Like what was it like? I don't remember. I remember the intense interrogation one, which was funny. But what was the kill one called?
Oh, it was like the immediate kill
there
mode.
Was like aggressive.
Would you like aggressive combat techniques?
They're like, okay, instant kill, prepared to. Like, no, I don't want to kill
anybody.
I don't want to be like Tony, who's killed many people.
Yeah,
often. Actually, Peter definitely kills some people in this. He drops a jet engine on a city.
He does do that.
So I'm like, when that happened,
somebody had to die.
Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, people are dead.
Or when he pulled a car off the boat into a guy off the back of the ferry. Yeah. That guy is in the bottom of New York Harbor with a car on top of him.
Side note, Staten Island Ferry does not do cars.
Oh, well, it did in this movie.
It used to. It doesn't anymore.
Oh, well, excuse me for not knowing that.
Well, now you know.
I feel like an uncultured jerk.
For not knowing how to get your car. And then, yet again, we have a villain that's connected to Peter somehow. That's a trope I'm getting sick of.
Well, that's a typical Spider-Man cliche.
It is in the movies.
Yes.
Yeah, this was...
That was kind of a... That wasn't, like, didn't see that coming.
No, neither did I.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, when they have him being Liz Allen's dad. They're like, okay.
I did not see that coming at all. When he opened the door, I was like, how did he know that Peter was going to be here?
Oh, when he opened the door, I was like, oh, you got me, movie.
Yay, movie. You got to pull the fast one on Zach.
I'm sorry I didn't see your interracial parentage coming.
I don't think you can say that on the show. I guess you could. I mean,
it's true, though, but that's what they did.
Yeah.
Is when it just didn't occur to me as like a thing.
Yeah.
And then when you see it, you go, yeah, that works.
Yeah. But then it's like totally makes sense about all the nice stuff that they have in their house.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it totally works. And I didn't see it coming. I thought it was really smart.
Yeah, it was well snuck in there. And then, like you said, the whole car scene.
Yeah,
it's really interesting though that like he knew that Peter was going to come after him, so he like spares his life there in the moment.
Yeah, I like that.
He gave Peter a chance to make that choice.
And I also like.
So that's
that's how I read why he didn't give him up at the end either, because he saved his kid's life, so he's like, "I'm not going to kill you." And then at the end, Peter's like yelling, "I'm trying to save you," and I think that's why he doesn't give him up at the end.
I think also because he wants revenge himself.
That's not how I read it.
Oh,
I read it as more of a he tried to save.
He's probably not getting out of prison anytime soon, anyway.
No, but he could have, you know, sold out the identity. I read it as because we had that earlier scene that you saved my daughter's life, and
then you saved my life.
Yeah, and I think that's why he doesn't sell them out. That's how I read it.
No, I could
wrong.
see that. Yeah.
Also, I think they're saving the Spider-Man villains if they want to do a Sinister Six thing.
Yes. I also think that was a neat way to do like with great power comes great responsibility kind of moment. Like Peter had a choice. He was given the choice to stay at the dance or go after the Vulture.
Yeah.
And he knew that he felt an obligation to go after the Vulture. It was a neat kind of way for him to like almost like come of age and start to become the Amazing Spider-Man.
And how many high school movies do you see where like the kids who are supposed to be together don't get together? That's a far more realistic high school.
Oh yeah, that was really neat.
I like you. Oops, we're not together because high school sucks.
Yeah, there were some interesting dark moments in the movie too, like some dark humor. Like the teacher, like, I couldn't bear to stand the thought of losing a kid on a field trip again.
Yeah, what was that?
That was dark.
Actually, he was he's an amazing that's Martin Starr. He's an amazing comedian. I didn't like him in this. It was like he just like had no personality, and usually he's like wonderful deadpan, but yeah, that like one moment of like I don't want to lose another kid on a field trip.
Like, what the heck?
Beyond that, I don't like him, and I usually like him in everything. He's usually great, but this time he didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I like seeing some of the progression. Like you see Spider-Man start to evolve into like he's testing out what he can do and pushing the limits of what he can and can't do. I like that as well.
Then we had Michelle. What a dumb, unnecessary reveal.
You needed to have the angsty teenager in there.
But my friends call me MJ, So just be that from the beginning. It felt like the end of Dark Knight Rises. Like, why don't you use your real name, Robin? Yeah, what is the point of this? It was dumb then and it's dumb now. It doesn't add anything. It just made me go like, why?
I don't know.
I don't care if Mary Jane's black. There's nothing about her characteristic that makes me say like, yes, that has to be a white character. Yeah, she's a character from Queens who becomes a model.
Anybody can do that.
That doesn't say like that's the white experience.
Oh. No, I don't hate it. I just thought the reveal, like, it was forced.
I didn't like it. It was so unnecessary. You just could have called
her
that
you
from the beginning.
You also had MJ was mentioned in one of the trailers too, I believe.
No,
I thought it was.
No. It was rumored that that's who she was playing. But like, no, it's not her. And then it was. But it was
Michelle, Mary. There's a difference.
It doesn't
Maybe,
matter.
I don't know.
I mean, they're not going to introduce another MJ character, and that's fine. But it was just a dumb.
Forced.
There's no point to it.
It was forced.
Other than me going like, why?
Why not?
Why are you bothering me with this at the end of your movie?
Come on, movie. You're better than that.
Actually, she did have a funny moment at the end. I don't want to like totally disparage
her
performance when she's like, "What are you hiding, Peter?" Nah, I don't care. Go do what you're doing.
But do you think she knows?
No. I love, actually, the end is really funny when they have Happy Hogan gets to play a lot. Favreau gets to do a lot in this movie.
He gets as much, if not maybe a little bit more screen time than...
Oh, he definitely got more than Downey Jr.
Oh, yeah.
I like him in the bathroom, like that long, drawn-out scene of the kid washing his hands.
Favreau's funny.
Yeah, he
does not get enough credit sometimes for his comedic timing.
No, he's good.
He's also a pretty good director, too.
What the hell was Gwyneth doing in this movie?
Oh, yeah, we haven't seen her in forever.
Not since Iron Man 3. And then in Civil War, Tony's like, we're taking a break. She hates that I'm Iron Man. I guess she got over that.
Yeah.
Now they got engaged.
They're getting engaged at the end of the
conference.
I love that nice reference. They're like, I've been holding on to this since 2008.
Yeah.
That's a big rock, too.
Yeah. When she came out, I was just like, the hell are you doing here?
Mm.
And you've been too weird in the news lately for me to be happy to see you with her goop thing.
I don't pay attention to that.
Oh, it's weird. It's all weird.
Okay.
With her goop festival and her astronaut stickers to create body positivity and shoving a jade egg up your vagina. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, okay, cool. She's back. And now they're engaged. Does that mean she has to come back again?
Yep, probably.
Bummer.
It'll probably play a role. Maybe she dies in Infinity Wars.
Maybe she's half of that.
Ooh.
Just gotta keep reminding people that that's a thing.
The snap.
I'm just gonna ruin that scene forever.
No, I think it's, long story short, great movie. Lots of neat little things into it, and I'm happy with it.
Did I have anything else in my notes? Oh, I like how that was that one scene. I'm like, this is Ferris Bueller. And then, I literally leaned over and said, this is Ferris Bueller.
And then the Ferris Bueller.
And then they showed Ferris Bueller. I'm like, oh, thank you, movie.
Movie's proving my point for me.
I guess the only other thing worth mentioning, and I can't say that it's a bad thing, there was some on-set photos that showed the Shocker in full costume.
And there wasn't
It was never in the trailers. It wasn't in the movie. So I can't be upset about a thing that they did on set that never made it into any of the marketing. Yeah. So that was the only other real thing. I'm like, we never got to see full Shocker, which is fine.
I think ultimately, though, Marvel knows how to make a good movie, make a good superhero movie. They've got a good formula to it, and they keep finding different.
This is the best standalone one in a while. I think it's better than Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, and I really can't call Captain America a solo movie.
What, Winter Soldier?
I can't even call that. And I was saying Civil War.
Oh, Civil War.
You really can't call that a solo movie.
No. You definitely can't call Civil War a solo movie. Everybody's in it.
Yeah.
It's not really a Captain America movie, like I said. It's an Avengers movie.
But, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. I was surprised how much I liked it. Like I said, I wish the marketing didn't give as much away. And I didn't watch anything other than the trailers. They released a ton of clips online. I didn't touch any of them. And I still felt like there was a lot that was ruined for me going into it, which is too bad.
But it's still very enjoyable.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
All right. There we go.
From there, let's move on to letters to the editors.
Lot of questions, number one. Damn few answers.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
Make it so.
What movie has ruined a franchise for you?
Ooh. What movie has ruined a franchise for me?
Spectre. Said it earlier, gonna say it again.
There you go. That's
a few of them I've mentioned. I was thinking about this earlier when I was driving home. We have ones like Spider-Man 3. I've mentioned the later Alien movies, the later Terminator movies, Rocky 5.
Batman and Robin was pretty bad.
Batman and Robin. I could even say Batman Forever. It's not a good movie
I didn't hate Batman Forever.
I did.
There are a lot of things you hate. Batman and Robin's right up there for well, I mean, it didn't ruin the franchise. It doesn't take away from it, but it kind of like, okay, this is old. I don't, this sucks.
Superman 3, Superman 4.
What about Iron Man 3?
I like Iron Man 3. I know a lot of people turn against it. I don't know.
It's different.
I'm a big fan. I like Shane Black's sense of humor. It's part of, like we talked about, he did The Nice Guys last year. It's a very similar style of humor, or when he did Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
I dig his humor. So I really like Iron Man 3. A lot of people don't. I don't really care what you like. I like what I like.
Yeah.
To hell with you.
To hell with you. Crumb.
That's what I was thinking about. The second Conan movie.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
no good.
Red Sonja.
I've never seen it. I've
Don't-
heard bad things.
Don't waste your time. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at your wall of movies too to like think if there's
know.
anything.
Half the X-Men movies.
Yeah, Batman and Robin really kind of sticks out. That kind of like that was bad.
Ninja Turtles 3.
Ninja Turtles 3. I was thinking that too. The Return to Japan.
Yeah.
That was that didn't really cut the mustard.
I mean, there's some that are just
Ninja
like...
Turtles 2 was fun, but it's not the first one.
There have been ones that have ruined a franchise before they even had the chance to start. Ones like Daredevil, Green Lantern, Ang Lee's Hulk. Like, these are all ones that killed a franchise before they even had a chance.
Under Siege 2.
Couldn't tell you. I'll believe you on that one.
I like the original Under Siege better. Way, way better. Some people think Expendables 3, although there will be an Expendables 4. I liked Expendables 3.
I didn't. Or that's one. Even that same vein. Machete 2. Didn't like
Oh,
that.
no. Machete Kills Again?
I didn't like it.
Oh, it's Machete Kills. And then Machete Kills Again is supposed to be the next one.
Yeah, I did not like
Oh, it was totally just, it was what it was supposed to be. It was grindhouse, gratuitous, violent action.
I really think the big one for me is Spectre, because that wraps up a lot of that. Like, a lot of these other ones, like, you can appreciate some of the early ones, like I said, like the later Terminator movies. I can still watch Terminator 1 and 2, and I can still count that as like a whole series. But if you have a movie like Spectre, which kind of acts as an end cap to the first 3 movies, I don't want to go back to those first 3 movies. I can't take them as individuals because they're all working towards a thing.
Okay.
So I think I gotta say Spectre, which is, I'm glad I didn't even think about that before when I was trying to plan this out, but I think Spectre like kills a franchise. Or even ones that have been recovered. Like, you could say Rocky 5 kills Rocky, but then Balboa brings it right back.
Yes. Breathes new life into it.
Yes, but I mean, with at least right now, unless they do another Bond, which is kind of up in the air. But yeah, Spectre flat out kills that franchise because
it doesn't allow you to do anything else.
If you watch the first 3, there's still unresolved stuff, and then if you watch The Resolution, it's crap.
Fair.
I'm saying Spectre.
Okay, I'm gonna stick with my Batman and Robin.
That one also kills the franchise.
It really did. It stopped it then, and then next thing you know, we get Dark Knight.
But at least those ones, you can watch them as solo movies.
That's true. It's not like it's an overarching story arc.
No. Passing references, but...
Yeah. There we go.
But that'll do it for this week. If you want to find the show, you can head over to editorsnotecomics.com on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. If you want to get the show a week early... If you want to get the show a day early... You can go to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. $1 a month will get you us every month or every week, whatever.
A day early.
Yeah.
It also gets your other show.
The Buffy Back Issue Bin a whole week early.
Yes.
Find out why Dracula's a racist.
Yes, this week on the Buffy Back Issue Bin.
It's a thing.
And then you can also listen ahead. We're not too far away or removed from a good jumping on point to that either, are we?
It's all fine. You
can jump on whenever.
Yeah.
Jump on it.
Jump up, and get down. And
20% off at the store right now?
Yep, through Old Hollowell Day.
Oh, that's coming up this weekend. Are you excited for the Old Hollowell Day?
Yeah, I'm going to be up early that day.
Yeah, you're going to have a long day on that day.
But beyond that, you're on Twitter.
Junior Rich.
We'll be back next week.
Dolph Lundgren, baby!
I was going to say for a piecemeal show. But it's all going to come together. I've done them before. I'll edit it together.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry that I am going on a mini vacation, and I'll be away. And
I just came back from one.
A weekend does not count as a mini vacation. I was away one night. I'm going to be away multiple nights.
I haven't had time off in a long time.
I feel like I've earned my time off. I'm older, better looking, and
tread lightly. I'm sorry, I haven't earned time off.
I'm not saying you haven't earned time off. I'm just saying I'm able to utilize having time off. You, unfortunately, are a small business owner and do not have that luxury.
Yeah.
Although you're taking a small vacation soon.
Yeah.
You seem so sad about it.
Oh, no, it was just emphasis on the small.
Yeah, but it's away. You're getting away and having some fun and doing things you normally don't get to do.
Yeah.
And really, I'm only going away for the weekend, and then I'm counseling camp early next week, and that prevents me from being able to record the show. So
we'll be back.
Yes, we will.